Your move, your move.
What's up guys, it's Rogue and welcome to another amazing video on the channel. So for today we are coming at you with a post-duelist advanced Eldlich deck profile, and you may be thinking, what has the deck gotten that has warranted a new updated deck profile? We got Trap Holic. Now Trap Holic is a brand new trap from Duelist Advanced that allows you to destroy a spell or trap you control to then set another normal trap from your deck. Now you may be thinking, well, the continuous Eldlich cards are good, but that's what they are. They're continuous. You can't set them from the deck. Yes, however, Sanguine is a normal trap, and also when you special the Golden Land cards, they are also still considered as traps. So that means you can summon the Golden Lands, get the banish from the graveyard, get the pop from the field, and then you can just basically trade them away, send them to the grave, set a new trap from the deck to the field. And of course you can activate it if you have at least 3 traps in your grave, which in Eldlich you are going to be able to do 99% of the time. So if you are new around here, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe down below. We are on the road to 5k before the end of the year, and leave a comment. What is your favorite Eldlich card of all time, or what is your favorite trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh at the moment? So I'll see you now for the deck profile. Okay, so starting off with the main deck, the Eldlich monsters, there's only 2. Double of the Eldlich, the Golden Lord. Now he's the heart and soul of the deck. You basically revolve the entire deck around him, and he's a fantastic card. He's a light level 10 zombie effect monster with 2,500 attack and 2,800 defense. Now, you can send him from your hand and 1 spell and trap from your hand to the graveyard. You target 1 card in the field and send it to the grave. That's cool because it doesn't destroy, so stuff like Moonlight Tiger and the Scales won't trigger. And this, of course, is post a new set, so I'm going to be making references to the brand new meta and how Eldlich sort of fares against that. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 spell trap you control to the grave, add this card to your hand, then you can special summon a zombie monster from your hand, and if you do, it gains 1,000 attack and defense and cannot be destroyed by card effects until the end of the opponent's turn. So usually it's add himself, special himself. He now has 3,800 defense, and while he's on the field, you're going to be getting a lot of juicy bonus effects from your other traps. So that is basically the game plan. If you open the field spell as well and you do have him on the field, you can then summon a token, link him away, go into a link to Silhouette Rabbit, but I'll get to that when we get there. Just for now, double of the Golden Lord. You only play 2 because you can recycle him from the banish pile as well, and obviously in the grave, he can just recur himself. For the spells, triple of the Cursed Eldland. I think this is an incredible card to play at 3. Some people play 1, some people play 2. I'm playing 3. I want consistency in my Eldlich deck. You cannot declare attacks except with zombie monsters. That's while this card is on the field. And you can only use each of the following effects once per turn. You pay 8 and you add 1 Eldlich monster or Golden Land spell trap from your deck to your hand. That is fantastic. I really love that. Just pay 8, feel great. This is one of the references to Quillfort Scout. We have if this card is sent from the spell and trap zone to the grave, you can send a Eldlich monster or Golden Land spell trap from your deck to the grave. So activate this, pay 8, grab yourself an Eldlich or whatever you need. If Eldlich is in the grave, send this card to the grave, add Eldlich, special Eldlich, and then Foolish Burial, a Golden Land spell or trap from your deck to the grave. And that is relevant because the Golden Land spell or traps can banish themselves from the graveyard to then set other names from the deck. So you can always have that recursion going. For the other spell, we play 1 Elixir of Black Awakening. This is just an E-Telly for Eldlich. That's effectively why we play it. Special summon a zombie monster from your hand or deck in defense, but if you control no Eldlich monsters, you can only special summon Eldlich, the Golden Lord. For the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except zombie monsters. You can banish this card from the graveyard, set a Golden Land spell trap directly from your deck, and you can use 1 effect per turn and only once per turn. That goes for all of the Eldlich spells and traps. If you use the on-field effects, you cannot use their graveyard effects the same turn, but you can do it during your opponents for the traps. And for this, you can just do it during your next main phase. So really like this card. I only play 1 because you don't need it too much. It's just if you want to get Eldlich onto the field, you have the option of doing so with the Elixir of Black Awakening. For the field spell, triple Delta of Invitation. This is like a custom Eldlich card. It could literally just be like all of the River and Gold, and it would just be a Golden Land card because it's fantastic. When this card is activated, send 1 level 5 or higher zombie monster from your deck to your grave, so it immediately Foolish Burials your Golden Lord. You may be thinking, why is that good? Well, first of all, let me go through its on-field effect. If a zombie monster is on the field, you can special summon a Delta token, which is a level 5 Dark. that goes for any zombie that you control. So if you have Eldlich, you can then just give yourself a token, and now you have link plays, which is fantastic. If a monster is added from the graveyard to the hand while this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. Remember that Eldlich sends from the field for cost, so this will be sent for cost, Eldlich will be added to hand, special itself, and then this will trigger adding itself back to the hand for the next turn. Fantastic interaction. We play 3 of that card for that reason. We also play a Terraforming just because we want to be seeing it that much. So Terraforming just grabs you any field spell from your deck to your hand, and we play 4 copies of Delta of Invitation effectively. For the traps, triple Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine. Now, some people are like, oh, you know, maybe not play that many because the continuous traps are better. In this build particularly, and we are talking with the build post Trap Holic, as I mentioned in the intro, this is a normal trap that can be set off Trap Holic, but it's also something that you can chain. So you activate this and then chain Trap Holic, pop this, and then you can set another trap that you can activate if you have 3 or more traps in the grave. So that is the reason why we play triple Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine. It also just gives you Golden Lord from the graveyard or from the deck, and it does zombie lock you, but that is absolutely fine. You can then banish this card from the grave and set a Golden Land spell trap directly from your deck. So if you can send this to the grave during your turn 1, then during the end phase banish it and get yourself a nice piece of interruption during your opponent's turn. For the interruption cards, which are the Golden Lands, we have the triple Conquistador of the Golden Land. This is effectively your pop. You destroy 1 face-up card on the field as long as Eldlich, the Golden Lord, is on the field. You can banish this card from your grave, set a Elixir spell trap directly from your deck. So the Golden Lands grab the Elixirs, which is the Black Awakening or the Scarlet Sanguine, and the Elixirs will grab the Golden Lands. That's how this deck operates. We then have double Huaquero, which is our DD Crow, as long as we control Eldlich, the Golden Lord, on a trap, which basically means it's a quick effect. And then, of course, it has the banish effect to set a Elixir spell trap directly from the deck. Now, the thing that bridges them all together, which is part of the newer support from Alliance Insight, we have Elixir of the Glorious Golden Land. This mentions Elixir and Golden Land in text, so you can set this with whatever sub-archetype you feel like using. You can pay 8 again and feel great, especially summon this card as a normal monster, which is a level 10, which does come up, and this card is still treated as a trap. Then if you control Eldlich, the Golden Lord, you can return 1 monster from your hand, well, 1 monster from the field to the hand, and that is yours or your opponent's, so that is super clutch. You can set one of your banished Golden Lands or Elixir spell traps, so you either have the special effect or you can recur from your banish pile stuff that you've been banishing and reset them. So you have infinite grind game as long as you can pay life points, so you can pay it up to 10 times before you die. So you have a decent amount of grind game with the Elixir. It's either a compulsory evacuation device or it's going to be getting you more grind game. For the hand traps, triple nib, and let me just get to it right now because these should be something else, to be honest with you. And triple Ash, you can play Ash and Nib, no problem. I think these should probably just be the Mulch Armies. I just don't own them, so I'm just using Nib and Ash for now. If you play the Mulch Armies, the idea is you Mulch Army your opponent and they pass the turn when you're going second. That gives you the turn you need to set up your engine, because your engine does really struggle going second. Of course, you're playing so many traps, and stuff like the Mulch Armies really help just basically grab you loads of cards to your hand and effectively skip your opponent's turn, because there's no way they're going to be continuing to push through all the Mulch Armies and giving you like 10 draws. We also play triple Droll just because this is another hand trap that can stop your opponent. I know Vanquish Soul, they're kind of interesting deck because you can Droll them and then they just play during your opponent's turn, but against other decks, this is still a very, very good card. Stuff like Ryziel, not sure if it'll be relevant post-ban list because obviously I'm recording this in early, well actually it's late July, but this will come out in June, and obviously the ban list is at the end of June, so I'm not sure yet what's going to happen with Droll. You can easily replace that for Ash if you want to play around the Mulch Armies a bit better. It's whatever you want, because remember, Nib and Ash in this deck should be the Mulch Armies. If Droll is no longer good, you can just play Ash as well, or play 3 different traps. For the brand new card, here it is. I apologize that I don't actually own it yet. I'm looking to pick up Starlight Res. Triple of the Trap Holic. Now this card breathes a bunch of life back into Eldlich, sort of like how the Field Spell did, and with the fusion and the new trap. The reason this card is so good is because you can target 1 spell trap you control, destroy it, and then set a normal trap from your deck to the field. You can activate it as long as you have 3 or more traps in the graveyard. Now, stuff like Trap Holic just synergizes so well with Eldlich because you play so many traps anyway. And the reason that you're going to be able to get extra value of stuff like Scarlet Sanguine Even if you don't want to summon the monsters, you can just get extra value off of your Golden Land cards. It is absolutely fantastic. I really, really love Trapaholic. And it gives you so many options to be able to set from the deck that can really mess up with your opponent. So let's go over the options. We play the 1 D barrier, just because you can Trapaholic into D barrier and then call whatever you want. 1 Dogmatica Punishment, just because you can Trapaholic into this and it's a pop 2. We also play the 1 Torrential Tribute, just because you can Trapaholic into this and then blow up your opponent's entire board and then continue to play with Sanguine and whatever. And we also play the Trap Tracks. Now, Trapaholic into Trap Tracks is super interesting because you can target a monster you control, destroy it, and if you do set a normal trap directly from your deck. I believe you can target your Golden Land cards, even though they're still considered traps because they're obviously monsters as well. I believe you can target your Golden Lands. If you can't target your Golden Lands, you can always just tribute your Eldlich and basically set a trap that can be activated directly from the deck. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd like to think you can do the Golden Lands. That puts them back in the grave and you can banish them. But if you can't, you can always just do Eldlich and get a trap that you can immediately use right away from the deck. We also play 1 of the Transaction Rollback. We play 1 because opening this card isn't that good. With Trapaholic it is. You can Trapaholic, destroy Transaction, and then you have Transaction in the grave to immediately use. You can also, if you open this with Golden Lore, just pitch it to the grave immediately, which is why it's super good and super clutch like that. Something else you can play is the Black Goat Laughs. That is also a decent card, to be honest with you. To be honest, maybe if it doesn't work with the Golden Land traps, like I think with Trap Tracks, cut this for the Black Goat Laughs, in my opinion. And we play, obviously, the 1 Transaction Rollback. We play 1 Dragon's Mind. This card is crazy. I only play 1 because you need a monster of 2,500 attack for it to do anything, which is Eldlich. But if you open this and Eldlich, you can obviously send them to the grave, do all your Eldlich plays, and then pay 2,500, set it, and now you have a Omni as long as Eldlich is on the field because it does original attack. And for Floodgates, Skill Drain, Rivalry, and Gozen, just because they are very good into this format. Skill Drain is just good against stuff that need monster effects to resolve, stuff like Ryzeal, stuff like, I don't even know, Ryzeal's really good, Malice is really good to negate. Rivalry of the Warlords is good against decks that have a bunch of different types. If there's any tri-types floating around, Rivalry is good. And Gozen just absolutely dunks on Vanquished Soul because you can only control 1 attribute of monster, and as you know, Vanquished Soul play multiple different types of attributes because they need that to play their deck. You resolve the Gozen and they can only get 1 attribute on the field, and you just vibe with lights. And you can even out this, you can out these with Trapaholic as well, which is really nice. You can switch them off during your turn if you need. So that is it for the main deck. It is 41 cards. Let's now move on quickly into the extra deck. Going on into the extra deck, Link 2s, we play the 1 Silhouette Rabbit, just because Rabbit has the really cool interaction that you can set your Eldlich trap cards, well, your Eldlich Golden Land cards, because they can summon themselves as monsters. So Rabbit can set them from the deck. Stuff like your Huaquero and Conquistador are absolutely free with your Rabbit. Rabbit also provides you with the additional effect that if you do summon one of the Huaquero or Conquistador, it's also like an MST as well. So really love the Rabbit. We play the 1 SP Little Knight as well, just because we can fairly spam monsters onto the board. We can easily spam monsters on the board, that's what I'm trying to say. And we can take advantage of that with SP Little Knight. Stuff like Flying Mary as well goes super well with recurring your Eldlich. What this card does is it takes 2 zombies, you target a level 5 or higher zombie that is banished from the grave, place this card into the spell and trap zone, and then special that monster, and then it can pop a monster on the field that has less attack than the level 5 monster, level 5 or higher zombie monster that you summoned with its effect. So you can pop something that has 2,500 or less attack. So really like this card. And with the Link Spider, we need to mandatory play this because of the token. The token can be turned into an effect monster via Link Spider, and that lets us make our Silhouette Rabbit or our SP Little Knight just by playing the 1 Link Spider. So that is it for the links. Let's go on into the Xyzes. We play the Sky Crisis and Zeus, just because we do play a bunch of Xyzes. Probably put them like this so they can face each other and have a cool battle. Still waiting for that episode to come out of the Yugioh Chronicles. So yeah, Zeus and Typhon, you just need to play them. We play the Juggernaut Lieb, and we play the Rail Cannon Gustav Max, just because these are really easy, generic. I say rank 10, this isn't a rank 11, but you make Gustav Max burn for 2k, which comes up in time, and then you can slap a Lieb and it has 6k attack. Burn 2k, attack 6k, that's game right there. We have the Varudris, the final bringer of end times. This is your Omni Negate. It just takes 2 level 10 monsters. It's an Omni Negate and pop of a different card if you so choose. And we play the 1 Constellar Pallades as well, just because it takes 2 level 5 light monsters. And your Golden Land cards are level 5 light monsters. So you can easily make this, and it is a once per turn quick effect, detach and compulsory evacuation device, a card on the field, which is super cool. And we play the 1 Rysal Detonator simply because this is a Metaltronus target. This card is super annoying when you're going second. You're going to lose so many cards to the Rysal Detonator. Anytime you activate a trap, they will chain and they will pop something else. So you're going to run out of resources really quick. We need to be playing Metaltronus to basically out the Detonator. That is it for the Xyzers. Let's go on quickly into the fusions. I play 1 Eldlich, the Mad Golden Lord, simply because it's super free with the Fallen Angel of the Golden Land. Really want to pick up a QCR to keep up the max rarity theme for this deck. So Eldlich the Mad Golden Lord is an okay card. We typically needed to play the Fusion Elixir card to make this. However, Golden Lord, or the Fallen Angel of the Golden Land, is able to just special this out the deck, or the extra deck in this case, for free. What does it do? It is Eldlich the Golden Lord while it's on the field, which is good because it gives everything the bonus effects. Cannot be destroyed with battle or card effects. Tribute a zombie monster, target a face-up monster opponent controls. You take control of it, but it cannot attack or activate its effects this turn. However, this is a permanent snatch steal on a 3,800 body, which is actually pretty nice sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Fallen Angel of the Golden Land. This takes a Eldlich the Golden Lord and a zombie, but it can be special summoned by tributing a light zombie monster while you have Eldlich the Golden Lord in your field or graveyard. So any of your level 5 Golden Land traps, providing you have the Lord in your field or the graveyard, can be converted into a level 10 monster, which you can then make Xyz play. So you can see how it works. And then if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, special summon an Eldlich monster from your deck, extra deck, or grave. So it doesn't have to summon the Mad Golden Lord, but it can. Or you can just summon the OG Eldlich back from the graveyard if you so wish. 1 Elder Entity Entis. We play this for the punishment target. It just makes punishment a 2-for-1, which is still very good. It locks you out the extra deck, but thankfully with Eldlich, you know, it's always optional to go into the extra deck. Yes, it's nice. Yes, it provides a lot of utility, but you can go without it for a couple turns. It's no problem. And we play the 1 Chaos Angel just because the token you summon off of the field spell is level 5, and it's a dark, and your golden land traps are light level 5. So then you can make a full powered Chaos Angel just like that. No one ever expects it. So that is it for this Eldlich deck profile. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Last time I posted Eldlich, you guys destroyed it. I think we almost got 5,000 views on that video. So make sure we try and do the same for that. If you are new around here, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Comment down below what is your favorite Eldlich card. And I'll see you all in the next video.
It's time! Let's go!